What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another Arsenal therapy. Here we are again. 5 days after the last Arsenal therapy. Here we are again, people. And you know what? This is like you've relapsed. Do you know what I'm saying? Drawing at Brentford is bad. Drawing at Forest is bad. Drawing at Wolves, you make me get the Zidane green screen out when you draw at Wolves, people. I was actually going to edit this to Luis Enrique, but I'm sorry. Today, we need to have a serious conversation. Because what I'm telling you, what we saw yesterday was rock bottom, by the way. And I ain't talking about WWF moves. I'm talking about Arsenal Football Club not able to beat the worst team in the Premier League. 2-1 at home and 2-2 away from home is nothing short of embarrassing. And these players and this manager, they need to have a look in the mirror. Because yesterday was a shambles. And people will say, I'm going to talk about the manager and the players today because ultimately you're 2-0 up at Wolves. You shouldn't need your manager to babysit you. But at the same time, you created this squad of babies because that's what we've got a lot of in this team, people. Babies. Big babies. We got babies, people. Yeah, Zidane is getting the French job, but remember, people, he ain't taking the French job till after the World Cup. World Cup doesn't finish till July. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, give him 4 million to take over till the end of the season. It's not likely, but Berta's got one job for me. If we don't win the Prem or the Champions League, you make sure that Luis Enrique is coming to this club in the summer. Don't give him no more players, right? Oh, he needs a striker to complete the puzzle. So you sign the most prolific striker in Europe. How did that work out? Oh, it didn't work out. Okay. He needs more creativity to help the best striker, or not the best striker, the best goal scorer in Europe. How did that work out with Eze? Oh, that didn't work out either. Oh, he needs more squad depth in the defence just to cover the injuries. Mosquera, Nkapie. How's that worked out? Okay. I thought we were getting Chelsea's record of goals conceded. We didn't get it. Oh, let's get more backup goalkeeper. Yeah, we got Kepa. Has that solved everything? No. Everything that we say he needs, we then have to get something else. It's like the jigsaw's got one piece missing. You find it, you put it in there, and then realise another one's dropped out. So now I'm looking at this summer going, well, we need a left winger. Our left wing situation is embarrassing. We need another centre midfielder because Zubimendi has not completed our midfield. I'm telling you that. You can go and get another midfielder. We need a striker because this guy looks shot to pieces at the moment. So you've got to go and spend 100 million on Alvarez or on Osimhen or someone else. Saka's so destroyed on the right that we're now having to play him in the 10. We're not playing him in the 10 because we think he's going to be a world beater in the 10. We're playing him in the 10 because it's actually not working on the right. So the guy that we thought was probably with Lamine Yamal and Salah and Elise was probably up there as the best right winger in world football. He's so mashed up from hamstring injuries, we're going, oh, let's put him in the 10. He's not a world beater in the 10. He's not a better 10 than Eze. Let's be real. But for 300 grand, we've just got to try and make it work. So, put him in the 10. It's not working on the right. Put him in the 10 and give him man of the match so everybody thinks he's great. We see through it, people. Yeah, they told me to apologise when we were winning game. You owe Arteta an apology. Do I? For what? Because we're top of the Prem. I've seen that before. You're top of the Champions League. What does that mean? Carabao Cup final. I don't care. Unfortunately, people, we are in a situation where over the last few years, a lot of our fan base and a lot of people with big platforms have put the manager in front of the club. They constantly defend the manager rather than just sit back and say, what is the best situation for the club? When Arteta does well, I fall back. I don't say anything. You don't hear me criticising him when we're doing well. I criticise him when something goes wrong. But these guys are, some of them are bigger Arteta fans than Arsenal. And they've backed him so much that they feel stupid going the other way now and saying, actually, he was right. He's not as good a manager as we thought. So they're too invested emotionally to backtrack because they think they're going to look stupid, and they can't go the other way. I don't mind people. I can sit here and say, yo, we win the league, I'm going to praise this guy. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to praise him because I don't care who the manager is. But some of these guys, unfortunately, people, and to get work with the media and things like that, it's very difficult to be outspoken and critical of the club. You won't get on the Arsenal website or the YouTube channel. Sky don't really want you on there. TNT, all of these, they want the happy-go, clappy fans. Oh, we're brilliant. We can win the quad. Saka's world class and Saliba's better than this guy. They want those fans. Happy clappers. Just clap and tell us how great we are. Oh, we're a family. We're a family at Arsenal. Forget all that talk, mate. Get this manager out of the football club. This cult is destroying everything that we have actually built over the last few years. Because now you've dragged Saka down, injury prone on 300 grand, no escape. Havertz mashed up as well. Calafiori injury prone. Ben White injury prone. Jesus crocked. Odegaard gets injured every other week. Waneri's on loan, doesn't even come off the bench. Gyökeres looks like he couldn't score in Amsterdam with €100 in his pocket. Martinelli. Gabriel Martinelli. If ever something summed up how bad the mentality. I ain't doing the Rashford celebration, by the way. Mentality. Look at this. Look at the state of this guy. If you thought Martinelli played bad last night, if you haven't seen this, there's actually a video. I've only got the picture. This guy, Martinelli, 2 minutes before we conceded the equaliser, this guy, as the ball goes out for a corner, is throwing up 2-1s to Wolves. With a stupid grin on his face. First of all, mate, you've had one of the worst performances I have ever seen from a winger playing for this football club. The ball goes out for a corner. You're playing bottom of the league. You should be embarrassed that it's 2-1 and we're hanging on. And you're throwing up 2-1s to Wolves fans because they're giving you a bit of abuse. 2 minutes later, they equalised. After you failed to cross the ball to the back post to Gabriel Jesus. And this is what we're supposed to win the league title with. Every team that has won titles, go through the whole history of the Premier League. Blackburn, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Man City, all of them. They've got players that have got a bit of arrogance and a bit of charisma and a bit of ego, and they might be difficult to manage because they know they're good. Kevin De Bruyne just knows he's a baller. So he'll argue with Pep sometimes when he comes off the pitch. I know people that worked at Arsenal when Thierry was here. They say he's one of the most difficult players that they've managed because he knows how good he is. He doesn't accept low standards. He falls out with players. He argues with coaches. Diego Costa at Chelsea or Rooney at Man United. Every player that had a bit of that about them, this manager's gone, get them away from me. Get them as far away as you can away from me. I want a classroom full of good students who will listen to me and behave and do exactly as I say. Do exactly as I say. So you walk into a club, you got the Golden Boot winner. Everybody says, oh, he walked into the club, you were broken, you were finished, he brought you back from the dead. You had the Golden Boot winner. The Golden Boot winning striker is in your club. So that's the point you should work from. Okay, our defence not great, but what have I got? I've got Guendouzi, a good young French player. I think I can improve him. I've got Emi Martinez, who ends up winning the World Cup in goal. I can work around him. And, I've got the Golden Boot winner. I'll work around these guys. But he goes, yeah, Obba, bit of an attitude, turns up late. Yeah, bin him. Get rid of him. On a free, and we'll high-five each other. Did George Graham get rid of Ian Wright because he used to turn up late? You've heard Tony Adams. Ian Wright was constantly late. Did George Graham go, Wright is always late, I'm going to have to bin him? He went, do you know what? I hate the fact that he's late, but the reality is he can win me a league title. or he can get me what I want to achieve. But this guy, yeah, get rid of him. Bin him. But Martinelli's still running up and down the wing doing nothing. And the player ratings today are going to be a bloodbath. Again, I want half of this team gone in the summer. I'm not even exaggerating. Half of them. Calafiori can't stay fit. Havertz, done. Odegaard, done. Trossard's done. Martinelli's done. Gabriel Jesus is done. Noni Madueke, we've been robbed. I need half a dozen players gone in the summer. So we need a clear out. I'd call that a clear out. Half a dozen players need to leave. The mentality of these players is absolutely horrific. They are not built to be champions. Champions have a certain mentality. You've all watched sport, whether it's Muhammad Ali, whether it's Jack Nicholson or Pete Sampras or Roger Federer or Kobe Bryant. There's a certain thing that winners have. And a lot of these players don't have it. It might not all be their fault. Maybe they're looking at the manager like, yo, I'm a young player. I need you to show me how to win. Well, we got a manager that doesn't know how to win. He can't figure it out. He's supposed to have finished his apprenticeship by now. Martinelli isn't a serious player. Should have binned him last summer. We give him 180 grand a week. Big up Shane, he said, the Martinelli thing was right after Trossard despicably wasted 3 minutes pretending to have a concussion. We're a disgrace of a club and it's all a reflection of the manager. Big up Shane, by the way, man. Anybody that was locked into the stream yesterday, I was actually laughing for about 2 or 3 minutes because, number one, I said, this guy Trossard's mocking it. He's come off the bench, give the ball away 5 times. He's got a bang on the lip. He held his ear, then held his nose, and then they took him off. Was it concussion? Because if you got concussion, you can't play against Tottenham. I think it's 7 days minimum before you can play. So he's time wasting to try and run down the clock. And him running down the clock causes 6 minutes to be added on, and we concede in those 6 minutes. And the guy that comes on for Trossard, Calafiori, scores an own goal on the line. I mean, you just couldn't write it, could you? If Pep Guardiola could have scripted that, he couldn't have wrote it any better. You know what I meant, Jack Nicklaus. I said Jack Nicholson. To be honest, Jack Nicholson probably be a better manager than Arteta. Do you think Saka is a future right winger or 10? Bro, he's nearly 25. He should be doing it right now. I don't know about future. The only future I know is the rapper from Atlanta. That's the, you know what I mean? Mole said, big up Kurt, you had a heavy one yesterday. The racial stuff in the chat was embarrassing, but you bossed it. Sorry you had to go there. You're top notch, mate. One of the best doing it. I appreciate that, man. Listen, you know me. I will talk about difficult subjects, especially ones that I'm passionate about. And, education is the key, people, at the end of the day. Education is the key. I actually feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for Saka in the sense of you're getting 300 grand a week, mate. And, people are having to really graft to make money and make ends meet. But I feel sorry for him in the sense of I'd be looking at the manager and going, well, what could I have been and what are you going to make me become? Saka really could have been a world beater for this football club and for England. And we're all sitting there going, oh, Saka's in the 10. He scored in the 10. Why is one of the best right wingers in Europe playing in the 10? Like, genuinely. Why is he playing in the 10? He shouldn't be playing in the 10. It's not like we've got a world-beating right winger. We're not looking at Noni and going, you know what? Noni's that good. We need to move Saka in the 10 so we can get both of them in the team. Noni's bang average. He's bang average. So, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Luis Enrique earns 9 million euros at PSG. Arteta earns 15 million pounds. I mean, I've got Zidane in the background, but Berta, realistically, we're not going to sack him now and get Zidane. He should be on the phone to Luis Enrique this morning going, Luis, if this guy doesn't win the league or the Champions League, it's your job. And we'll give you more than 15 million because you're a 10 times better manager than this guy. This guy has a bottle job, Everton inferior mentality that is seeping through our football club. When you accept losing and you celebrate defeat, defeat becomes normal and you make excuses. You either make excuses or you win. And we make excuses. 115, PGMOL, injuries, squad depth. I'm seeing people last night talk about the weather. The weather. The weather. We live in the UK. Rain is what we're used to. Cold is, oh, the weather it knocked us out of our stride. Ain't this a cold country that rains nearly every day of the week? But apparently the rain stopped us playing good football last night. The rain was too rainy. His head was too Lego-y. The pitch was too wetty. I mean, what are we doing here? Absolute bottle jobs. They played up to it last night, people. They played the role perfectly last night, genuinely. Do you know what I mean? Arsenal's 2-2 draw at Wolves is the first time in Premier League history a team at the top of the table has let a 2-goal lead slip against a team in the relegation zone. Arteta loves a stat, don't he? Usually a made-up one. Usually a made-up one, but this one ain't made up. This one's real. No team at the top has ever let a 2-goal lead slip against a team in the bottom three. Bear in mind, at this moment in time, as we are today, 19th of February, 2026, Wolves are the lowest points tally in Premier League history. They're only 1 point behind Derby. They will get another point. But at this moment in time, they only have 10 points. No team has ever had less points than 11 in the Premier League. But Arsenal turn up in town. Santa Claus. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Arsenal roll in with a big sack on their back with all presents in it. Yeah, you lot, don't go down as an embarrassment. There you go, have some points off us. Rob Edwards must be sitting there thinking, man, I wish we had Arsenal next week. Do you know what I mean? Wish we had Arsenal. 2-1 at their place. And now 2-2. If there'd have been another 5 minutes, they might have nicked it. Climate change. Let's blame global warming. Cost us the game. It was the wrong time of the year. We should have played them in a... I saw somebody last night. Do you know what? I'm going to try and find the tweet. Do you know the biggest excuse last night? I honestly wanted to stand up and just give them a round of applause. Do you know the excuse of all excuses, what I saw last night, people? Somebody said on Twitter, we shouldn't have been playing this game because it was a rearranged fixture. And this was a week off for the Premier League. But because we got to the Carabao Cup final, this game was rearranged. So the guy was basically insinuating that, oh, why was we playing Wolves midweek? Because of the Carabao Cup final. It should have been later on in the season when the weather was better. I mean, seriously. Bravo. Genuinely, bravo. This is not real. Like, I put up that AI picture at the start. I'm convinced now Arsenal are not a real football club. Like, this is AI, man. Real talk. This ain't real. I keep telling them, yo, come on now, just end the experiment, man. There's got to be somebody behind the sofa with a camera. This has got to be the Truman Show. I reckon they created Arsenal as a way of punishment to see how much we could take before we all go crazy. Do you know what I mean? Before we just lose our minds. It's an experiment. Next time you apply for a job, just go, I'm an Arsenal fan. I can take anything. You know what I mean? I've been through everything. Shamak, Chesney, Andre Santos, and Mikel Arteta. I had more fun the year we finished 8th and won the FA Cup. I say it all the time. I genuinely had more fun. I'm telling you, take the headsets off, turn the cameras off, and come out and reveal yourself. Jeremy Beadle, give me the £250 for the silly video. Oh, Thierry, mate. Thierry has destroyed a generation. You have, Thierry. You don't know what you've done. The night gloves. The socks above the knees. The vapours. The knee slide celebration. How could we resist? Of course I want to be an Arsenal fan. Look at him. When I go in the changing room, I want to wear number 14 because of Thierry. I pull the socks above the knees because of Thierry. The night vapours, Thierry. And then you leave and I'm stuck with this. My dad's a Liverpool fan. I could have been at Anfield, You'll Never Walk Alone, Champions Leagues, Klopp's, league titles. But I went down this road. I rebelled against the family. Because of Thierry, because of Wrighty. Wrighty's got a gold tooth. Doing this at the corner flag with Kevin Campbell. Paul Merson. Absolute baller. Lured me in with the JVC shirt and look at the state of this, what I'm going through now. Top of the league, and I'm absolutely down in the dumps. How can your team be top, but you're suffering? I'm waffling here. I really am. There's 3,000 of you locked in. Big up to everyone. Hit the like button and subscribe. We're going through this together is all I can say, people. We're going through this together is all I can say. The Henri was too Thierry. I'm telling you, he set us up. He absolutely set us up. It was a social experiment. Let's get into it. Last night's game. 2,955 of you locked in right now. If you are of a nervous disposition, if you are what they call online an Arteta sexual, or a top gooner, or a mutant, if you find yourself aggravated or irritated by criticism of Mikel Arteta, this is your 30-second warning. Hit that X in the top right-hand corner. I do not want to make your day any worse. Other channels are available. But if you want to be here and you're prepared to take it, this is going to be a bloodbath. If you've seen the Saw movies back in the day, it might look like that by the end of this. Big up my brother Broads. He said, I'm selling my Carabao Cup tickets. Bro, I don't want nothing to do with that final. As you guys know, I share a season ticket with somebody. There's been offers of Carabao Cup final tickets. I said, keep them tickets away from me. Keep them tickets away from me. I don't want them. I don't want to be at Wembley. I don't want to be near Wembley that day. If we win, I think Kendrick said it. Dun, dun, dun. It's not enough. It's not enough. You can't gaslight me even with a Carabao Cup. I'll be honest with you, people. I will celebrate. I'll be cheering. But if they win a Carabao Cup and you don't win a league title or Champions League, it is not enough. You are not gaslighting me with that. When I seen that boiled egg Ten Hag win an FA Cup, I don't want to hear all that. I'm sorry. Anyway. Oh, man. I'm getting rattled by what I'm seeing. I can't believe we got to go through this game. The snow was too snowy. You're right. To be fair, you know, there was sleet there apparently. No more shirt giveaways. Bro, I might give away the channel if this carries on. I might give away the channel. Wolves. No, by the way, big up SLD, Wolves fan. Wolves are getting relegated. And Wolves fans are mocking Arsenal. Second again, ole, ole. I nearly joined in. I watched the video last night, right, on my phone. Right, and I'm just, you know, you have a overdose of content afterwards. I watched a few other channels. I watched some of the interviews on Sky. And I came across the Wolves video and I'm like, look at these brothers. They are bottom of the league, go into the Championship. They're laughing. And by the end of it, I was like, I watched the video and I was angry. I was like, look at these. And then they were vibing that much. Yeah, my shoulder just started moving. I was like, you know, you start tapping the floor when you hear a song. My shoulder started moving. By the end of the video, I was like, second again, ole, ole. Then I was like, oh, damn, they're doing it to Arsenal fans. I better pretend that never happened. I almost joined in with the Wolves fans. I might make that the intro video for my channel before it starts. You know, I'm having issues with my old intro video. Dun, dun, dun. I might just go second again, ole, ole. It's quite, they're partying their way to hell. They're going into a burning building, laughing and joking. We're meant to be in a mansion, but we've got bailiffs at the door evicting us. We're going to be homeless. I need the video, yeah. Let me tell you something, people. You know, as an Arsenal fan, you have to be able to laugh. You know, if you can't laugh your way out of this, you will go crazy. I can't allow myself to get too caught up in what's going on because I'm not actually that surprised. I'm not surprised, to be honest. Am I really that shocked that Arsenal couldn't beat Wolves? No, I'm not, because I don't believe we're that good. I think it's one of the worst attacks I've ever seen at Arsenal. Maybe not individually, but collectively. We're disgusting to watch. We're absolutely disgusting to watch. I can't believe how bad we are to watch. It's one of the worst Arsenal attacks that I have ever seen in my life. Ever. Absolutely one of the worst. So, I don't know. There's only one thing I want. Only one thing that I want. I know I've got this background today because I already made this one ages ago, right? But the reality of the situation, I've got one public service announcement to make before we get into this bloodbath of a player ratings. One thing that I want to say. Andrea Berta, get on the phone today, this morning. Leave a message if he doesn't answer. WhatsApp him until we get 2 blue ticks. Send him a voice note. Send him an email. Send a pigeon. But you get on the phone and say to this guy, how much is it going to take to get you to the Emirates next season? Because this guy's getting £9 million while our fraud of a man is on 15. Double his wage if you have to. Ring him and start singing like Adele. Hello, is it me? Sing to him, but get this guy to the carpet next season. I'd offer him 18 million a season. Yeah, I don't know if I want to come to Arsenal. How about we double your wages? Yeah, I'm on the way. On the way. Sack this fraud and bring this monster to the football club. Seriously, bring this monster to the football club. We knew it was all a facade when, we lose to PSG. And you think, show some class, Mikel. Sit there and just say, the better team won. We're not quite at that level yet. Dembele's at a Ballon d'Or winning level. This guy, guys, the staff members of PSG, guys, they just say that the better team lost, guys. That's what they just tell me after the game, guys. And then Enrique sits down. They go, Lewis, apparently your staff told Arteta that the better team lost. Nah, that didn't happen. Okay, no further questions. From there, we should have known. The guy's a compulsive liar. Compulsive. He does it that much, he doesn't even know when he's doing it. I'm done with get him out. Get him out of the football club. Unless somehow you scrape the Prem. The staff are too staffy. The team is too teamy. The phase was too phasey. It's crazy. Anyway, bloodbath. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, people. Unfortunately, we need to talk about last night's game. We got 31 super chats. I'm going to have to get a couple of them out of the way because we'll end up with too many. Microwave Palmer said, same player that pushed off an injured player off the pitch, showing 2-1 signs. Arsenal used to be classy club. Now it's like the manager. Arrogant losers. Yeah, a reflection of him. Reflection of him. Bradley's mashed up his leg. You're pushing him and then you're showing 2-1s to Wolves when you're having the worst game I've ever seen you playing. You ever heard of self-awareness? Ramaz said, Arsenal don't have world-class players. Rice and Saka ain't it. Rice in the 8, overrated. The guy, not an elite passer of the ball, I'm afraid. Prem said, I fell asleep watching that boring game. Woke up to you laughing hysterically. By the time I knew what was going on, we had conceded. Couldn't even enjoy the joke. That was the best part of the watch-along, that 5 minutes until they scored. I couldn't stop laughing. And then they scored, and I did stop laughing. Big C, you're right. There is an Arteta cult at this club, says Andy. Yep, 100%, mate. You should, like I said, you should see my responses on Twitter, mate. They're a shambles. The manager's son is playing for the academy under 18s. Huge red flags. We're in big trouble when the manager's interest is more important than the long-term success of the club. Big up one mad press. I'll read a couple more, then we'll get into it. Why always me? Sakakos, Smelly Nelly, R-True from Gyökeres. It was expected. We are not a big club. We are Spurs in a red shirt. Arteta is ultimate version of Thomas Frank. White glove. People who call it like they see it have an agenda, and criticism equals hate. It's a joke, bro. Keep being real. Do you know the thing, bro? White glove is like, ultimately, you get to a point where you say, by being toxic positive, as we call it, you're actually more negative than the people who are calling out what they actually see. If you're just ripping them apart every week, even when they're doing well, then yeah, you've just got an issue. But if you're positive when the team's doing well and you're negative when they're crumbling, that's just reality. You're just being real. But if you just make a manager feel like he's 10 times better than he is, so he's so powerful he can get away with anything and excuse everything, you've actually done more damage, even though you think you're being ultra positive. And a lot of that, the difference is, people, a lot of these guys don't even believe what they're saying. They don't even believe it. They're saying it for self-benefit. And I've said this before. They're saying it so they can go on Sky and get an interview. They're saying it so they get invited on the Arsenal YouTube channel. And they're doing it so they can get a brand deal. Or so they can work with the club. I've said this before, people. Genuinely, right? I don't care about working for the club. I don't care if I never go on the Arsenal YouTube channel. Who cares? What do I benefit from going on there? I would rather stay on here and say it as it is. I want freedom of speech. I want to be able to talk about Vinicius Jr. being racially abused, or the signings, or the fan base, or that's the only reason I created this platform. I don't want to work for Sky. I don't want to. Now, I've been on Sky before. There's nothing wrong with it. But you've got to be able to say what you see. And this manager is not an elite manager. We know what elite managers look like. Conte, Ancelotti, Klopp, Wenger, Ferguson, Mourinho. That's what you call elite managers. This guy's not even close to any of those managers. Not even close. He shouldn't even be allowed to talk to those managers. But some of these guys were saying he's top 5 manager in the world. Is he? With 1 FA Cup? Do me a favour. Bob said, "Hi Curtis, I've stayed away from your channel for many months due to your close ties with AFTV and what they stand for. I feel that you have a responsibility to call them out as they're our biggest fan TV." My thing is this, Bob, right? You know, realistically, it's not the platform. It's the people putting out the message on the platform. Listen, you guys know, I do shows on there. Me, Robbie, all the guys, we're cool. Most of the people on that channel, I don't agree with. I don't. They know that. I'm not saying anything that is not known. The majority of the people that appear on the channel, I don't agree with their opinion. I would say 75 to 85% of the people that go on there, they are wrapped up in Arteta. Completely. And I'm doing a show on there later on, by the way. But I feel that at least if I go on there and I put that message out, because when I go on there, it's funny because we speak to the guys in the background who do production and they say, "Oh, there's always a lot of comments about you. Half the people, like, they love you. They're like, C Unit, keep it real. And then the other half are just completely offended." When I go on there, 50% of the people in the comments are just completely offended by my opinion. They can't believe that I'm like, yo, this manager, man. I'm going to go on there today and go, Berta needs to get on the phone to Luis Enrique. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I look at it like, if there ain't a few of us going on there and saying, yo, no, I disagree with that, this is what needs to be said, then we're just leaving the platform to just run wild. It's not the platform's fault. I don't feel I do have to go on there and call people out. That's not how it is. But you've just got to have certain people fighting the fight, saying, no, actually, I disagree with that. This manager that you keep hyping up, he's not what you think he is. But listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. But big up to you, Bob. I appreciate your honesty, man. So big up. Right, let's get into the bloodbath. Top Gooners blame 30 players, but never the manager. Yeah, you're right. I will get to these other super chats, I promise you. Don't think I'm ignoring you. We're 40 minutes in. I haven't even done player ratings yet. So, and this is going to be brutal. Hugo Bueno, Kinder Bueno, and Tom Edozie, who came on late, 94th minute. Saka and Nkapie for Arsenal. Can I just say, by the way, in the second half, Wolves had more possession than Arsenal. Wolves, bottom of the league, had more possession. Playing a back three. And they're basically relegated. Let's just have a quick look at our team, right? Financially. For the, we look at it from every angle. Rough idea, I might get the odd one wrong. Correct me if you think it's slightly different. But Raya cost about 30 million. Timber was about 40. Saliba was 27. Gabriel was about 35. And Nkapie is going to be 45 on the obligation. Declan Rice, 105 million. Zubomendi, I believe, was 52. Noni was 52. Saka, nothing but 300 grand. Martinelli, 7 million, but 180 grand. Gyökeres, about 65 million. So 458 million. 458 million, there or thereabouts in the starting 11, plus ridiculously high wages. Then on the bench, Jesus, 45. Eze, 65. Trossard, 25. Calafiori, 45. Mosquera, 13. Ben White, 50. Kepa, 5. Norgard, 13. Lewis Skelly came through the system. We turned up with a squad of £719 million, plus huge wages. We couldn't beat bottom of the league. Okay. So the process ain't processing as much as we thought. It's like processed burgers, mate. It's like a Rustler burger. It ain't real. It might say it's a chicken burger, but that ain't chicken. That ain't chicken. When they say trust the process, this is like some processed meat, some processed cheese. It ain't real. And this process ain't real. You told us trust the process. I don't trust it. In fact, you know, the more you look at it, the only person really, really benefiting from this process is Mikel Arteta. Are we benefiting? Have we won multiple trophies? No. Oh, but we're competing. Yeah, Wenger competed. They wanted him out. They protested. Competing ain't didn't we want Wenger out for protesting? But now we're happy. Didn't we want Wenger out for competing? Now we're happy with just competing. Okay, so you've done a full 360 or 180, whatever. But yeah, let's go through the player ratings. I'm sorry, but David Raya gets a 0. Been saying it for weeks. This guy needs to understand he's a goalkeeper. You're not Xavi, bro. You're not Iniesta. You had no business coming for that second goal, bro. Gabriel is unmarked, heading the ball away. He doesn't have time to duck down at the last minute so you can catch it. The ball's being whipped in. He ain't just going to duck quick, is he? And let you catch it in case you miss it. So he's just saying, I'm going to head this ball. You've come. Do you know the thing? The worst thing about it. You know what Raya should have done? He should have knocked him out. Wipe out everything. Come out, bang, Superman. The ball, his head, everything. Lick it all off, bang. Even if Gabriel, you've wiped him out. But the ball's 30 yards up the pitch and we've won the game. You've come out in silence, Oompa Loompa again. Can I catch it over? Can I catch the ball over your head? And you drop it. And then you're standing in the goal. Oh, can I save it? Oh, God, it's in. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? You are not a patch on Donnarumma, mate. Not a patch. There's a reason Spain never pick you, and we're now seeing it. Yeah, T-Rex. You know what I mean? Looking like the T-Rex out of Toy Story. You got Buzz Lightyear Norgard. You got David Raya, the T-Rex, with his little short arms, can't catch the ball. 0 out of 10. Absolutely shocking. Jurriën Timber. Poor. Couldn't pass the ball. But guess what? Limping from the first half. You think the manager might go, what's that? Oh, my right back's limping. Maybe I should take him off. He's probably not fully fit. But guess what? You can't take him off. Why? Because the replacement, Ben White, well, he limped off at the weekend with fatigue. Because you've hardly played him, so he's not fit. So when you ask him to play 90 minutes, his legs are blowing up. Does this guy understand what rotation is meant to be about? We've got Wolves today. Wolves aren't that good, so rather than going at full strength, I'm going to take him out, and him out. I'm going to play Norgard, or I'll play Eze, and I'll take Timber out of the team. But this guy doesn't understand rotation. Timber, 3 out of 10. Couldn't pass the ball. He's not good enough going forward either. Needs to improve massively going forward. In Capier, probably one of the highest ratings I'll give. I'll give him 6 out of 10 because the goal was brilliant. Should he have got closer to the first goal? Gives him a lot of space to shoot. But I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6. Timber's legs are gone, by the way, people. Timber needs 2 weeks off. They need to send him to Dubai. and say, listen, man, come back in 2 weeks. But they can't because they've rinsed him. There's no turning back now. Our team are shattered because in Carabao Cup games, we're going, we're playing a lot of our main players. And this guy doesn't know what rotation actually means. He thinks resting a player is putting them on the bench and dragging them to the game and making them warm up and sit there in the cold and run after the game. No, when you rest a player, you say stay at home. You say go to Dubai for 5 days with your family and get some sunshine. Timber is on the ropes like Ultimate Warrior. That guy needs time off. But we've got Tottenham and we've got Chelsea. And he ain't going to rest him because they're big games. So you're going to run him into the ground. He might get a day off when we play Mansfield next month. Even then, you'll probably have him on the bench. Saliba and Gabriel, I mean, it's hard to rate them because the goals aren't really their fault. I think the second goal is Raya's fault. First one's a long shot. I'll give him 5. Saliba's passing was off yesterday. I actually don't think the goals were their fault, but Saliba's passing, no, I'm going to give him a 4. I'm going to give him a 4. Why should they get a 5? Why should they get a 5? Saliba's passing was off. Let's go to... Oh, man. Zubimendi. Yeah, Saliba looks a bit off it as well. His passing's too casual. Zubimendi, honestly, what did he do on that pitch? Was he on the pitch? Why did he play 90 minutes yesterday, Zubimendi? It's raining. It's an aggressive game. He can't play in them games. Arsenal need a midfielder in the summer, by the way. Arsenal need a midfielder. I don't think Zubimendi has solved our midfield issue. I think we do need to get a Tonali or someone else. He's too weak. Too weak. At home on a sunny day when we're bopping, he looks fantastic. Incredible. He's a very good footballer. You put him in some physical battle, he ain't up for it. He ain't seen that in La Liga. 1 out of 10, horrific performance. Sideways and backwards passing. It was an El Neni masterclass. El Neni masterclass. He'd have been proud of that performance. I actually, by the way, think Raya could have saved the first one, but he's positioning a bit too far out. But Donnarumma would have saved it, but he is taller than him, so I let him off on the first one. The second one, poor. Zubimendi was awful yesterday. Declan Rice put a good cross in for the goal. Apart from that, not good enough. I'm sorry. We need to start having conversations about Declan Rice, by the way. I know he's one of our favourite players at the football club, but I think people have got carried away with the praise of him. I've seen people say, oh, Declan Rice, the best midfielder in the world. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's a very good box-to-box midfielder. He's got elite set-piece delivery. He ain't world-class. Like, in terms of, like, best in the world. As a box-to-box midfielder, yeah, he probably is world-class because that engine, he is amazing at it. So I take that back. He is world-class as a box-to-box midfielder, but he ain't the best in the world. He ain't better than Pedri. He ain't better than Vitinha. Them man there are incredible on the football. Midfielders are really, you are judged for how good you are on the ball. And let's be real, he can't chat to man like Pedri and Vitinha on the ball. He just can't. To me, Declan Rice's best quality is hunt people down, win the ball back, and then give it to people that can do that. I don't think he's an elite number 8. He doesn't damage the opposition enough. You know, he scored them unbelievable free kicks, but he doesn't score enough. I give him 5 out of 10 for yesterday. I give him 5 out of 10. I'd put Rice in the 6 and buy a top quality number 8. That's what I would do personally. Zubimendi would be a squad player for certain games. But that's what I would do anyway. Gabriel Martinelli. I said it last week, people. Ice. You've seen what's going on in America right now. Get ice to the training ground and get him out. Get him out. Out the country. They're training. You know them training videos, what they put on YouTube? I want to see 5 people walking onto the training ground with masks on. Martinelli's just there waiting for the ball and just put him in. Yo, what's going on? Yo! And just put him in the back of the van. Before he knows it, he just wakes up in some river in the Amazon. And you go, what's happened? And you go, yeah, they just got rid of him. He disappeared. You know, like in the Taken movie, you just get taken and you just don't know what's happened. You wake up somewhere, handcuffed. He needs to wake up in the Amazon. One of the worst wingers that I have ever seen at Arsenal Football Club. And I've seen Gervinho with that massive forehead. I've seen Walcott running the ball out of play. I've seen bad wingers. But this guy, how can you get worse as you get older? You've got more experience. Surely you're meant to get better. This guy peaked at 19. The guy peaked at 19 and then just... I thought, he trains every day. Does he not learn anything? He was one of my favourite. 22-23 Martinelli, I thought this could be one of the best wingers we've had in years. He's one of the worst. He's one of the worst. I want him out the football club now. Done. Bin him. Suspend him. Put him on gardening leave. Loan him to the Saudi League. Just get him out. Put him on the beach. He should be on the beach in Brazil selling drinks. He should be selling drinks on the beach in Brazil. 4th division Brazilian player, and you can see it when he plays. Ricky Martin, 0 out of 10. One of the worst performances I have ever seen from an Arsenal winger. One of the worst. I'll do a few super chats. People are having a go at me saying, you've ignored me. I haven't. But they are mounting up, so I don't want them to be too many. Don't fret, Curtis. We got Super Mick Arteta. We're top of the league in the Champions League and on track to get a quad. A quad injury to Timber and Declan Rice. I shouldn't laugh, but, you know, you need to laugh as an Arsenal fan. Big up Tiger Drew. Tony said, Arsenal with the alley-oop to City. When you said you'll start NBA streams, this is not what I pictured. Yeah, I thought we'd be watching like the Lakers against the Knicks, but instead we're alley-ooping it to Pep. Couple more and then we'll get back to it. Toma Talk said, Saka, Marino, Zubi, Havertz, Captain Odegaard are his babies. Yep. Alexander, so you're saying giving Arteta 7 more years and another 900 million for him to spend on players like Mudryk and dozens of centre-backs is not the recipe for success. Bro, he'd have centre-backs up front if he could. He hates strikers. This guy is a destroyer of strikers. Golden Boot Obbot, yeah, I'll ruin him. Lacazette, ruined him. He wasn't great anyway, to be honest, but you didn't improve it. One mad press, worst case scenario, we failed to win a major trophy. Our best players put a transfer request because they've checked out mentally and we're stuck with this manager. The good thing is a lot of our best players are on long contracts, apart from Rice. So I don't think many players could leave, but he would have to go. Do you know what's a bit of a frightening thought? It's sad because it's a double-edged sword. If we win the Carabao Cup but don't win anything else, he might survive on that. He might survive. He'll go to the board and go, I've won as a first trophy for years, and he might nick another contract off that. That's what I'm scared of. If he wins the league or Champions League, you fall back and say, yeah, man, you deserve more time at the club. But if he nicks a Carabao Cup and gets a new deal... Brian said, Arteta's biggest flaw is that he doesn't properly rotate the squad. Yep, Norgard and White, 2 quality players just sitting there collecting dust, while Timber and Zubi are running on fumes, wasted depth. It's unbelievable. You're absolutely bang on how Norgard and Ben White have been just tossed aside and just ignored. 2 players that he bought that are brilliant rotation options, and this guy doesn't rotate. Elton says, to be honest, Premier League or not, he must go, not Arsenal DNA. Do you know what? There is part of me in my mind that says even if we win the league, just get rid of him. But it's just not reality. You know, if we win the league, he'll get... Do you know what? This is unbelievable, by the way. This is when you know we are in a bad, bad situation. MJ literally trolls us every day. He's the community Man United fan that just banters us every day. But we keep him there. You know, he's a good guy. MJ is giving us sympathy. I genuinely feel like blocking him because it doesn't feel right coming from MJ. He said, real talk, see, you've been hurting for a quarter of a century. It's mad. I mean, I'm quite overwhelmed that he feels sorry for us, but I'm tempted to block him. I kind of would rather he bantered us and just said Asna and Scrubs and all that. He feels sorry for us. I don't know how to take that, people. It's like when your mum said, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. You knew you was in big, big trouble. I feel like we're in big, big trouble if MJ is giving us sympathy. Wow. MJ, you're pushing your luck today. Honestly, the banter, we let it slide, but the sympathy almost blocked you there, mate. No, MJ, you're actually not wrong. A quarter of a century, bro. Quarter of a century, nothing to celebrate. CFC Ballers, fourth time second will be the biggest bottle job in the Prem history. Well, at least we're consistent. At least we're consistent. G said, if Arsenal lose the league, a generational cooking. Yep. You will keep Teta. Liverpool will get Enrique, says Max. I'd wave the white flag. Being ish for 7 years, Martinelli epitomises the mediocrity of Arteta's cowardice as created with the hype of 2009 Barcelona. Fanatics will ruin our Arsenal. Big up Ricky Proctor, man. Raphael said Declan Rice is so overhyped by your fan base. Bang average footballer who doesn't have a forward pass in him. Yet Gunas say he's a Ballon d'Or contender. Shaking my head. He's a solid workhorse. Nothing more. When we signed him, right, I felt a bit disrespectful saying this because he's better than this, but I described him as Eric Dyer with a better engine. And what I meant by that is he's an English dog workhorse that runs, tackles, heads it, and passes it 10 yards. He doesn't have the va-va-voom, the je ne sais quoi. When I watch Vitinha play football, it's like poetry, like da 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 da. You know, Pedri, they just glide. They're small, but they don't care. Their brain, their movement, you know, it's just, it's easy. It's Perlo. It's with Declan Rice, it's like, you know, it's like a car that's just stalling. Like, you know, it's just hard work. He's going to work hard, but he ain't Santi Cazorla's. Cazorla's you think your corners are good, bro? Santi was taking corners with his weak foot. They were comparing him to Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard. I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan, but Gerrard. Like, we all played football when we were younger. We all did the shouting out a player's name when you scored a goal. Henri! Gerrard was one of them names, especially your Liverpool mates. If you hit a belter from 25 yards, you might just run off, even as an Arsenal fan, and go, Gerrard! It was just that, wasn't it? Like Stevie G. You don't hit a ball and go, Rice! You know, if somebody shouts Rice, I'll say, yeah, with some jerk chicken and some dumpling. I don't think, oh, Declan Rice, you mean? I'm thinking rice and peas. You were shouting Arteta. I don't think anyone ever shouted Arteta. Unless you were shouting at the TV, get this fraud out of the club. What's going on here? It's all going wrong. All right, let's go back to share screen. Next gen fans will be shouting Zubamendi. Yeah, good luck with that. What would you be shouting his name for? He don't do anything. Yeah, even Lamps. Harsh on Rice. Nah, man. He ain't Ballon d'Or. Keep them Ballon d'Or things. Arsenal fans go so over the top that they take the joy out of it. Let's just enjoy the fact that Declan Rice is performing at a really good level. He's building his career. He's a leader. They got to go one step further. He should win the Ballon d'Or. Should he? Really? Ballon d'Or? Beckham Rice. No, his delivery was like Beck's, man. Not the goals, though. Beck's was scoring bangers, free kicks constantly. That's the MJ we know. He's back, people. Just let us enjoy his development. Oh, he's better than Gerrard. Oh, God. You got to go there, aren't you? You've got to go there. Comparing him to Dyer is nasty. I know, but I knew what I meant. Man said, Arteta. Imagine shouting at Arteta. Oh, man. Brandon said, I'm sorry, I don't buy this whole crap. A manager develops players. You either got it or you don't. Who has Arteta developed? Yeah, maybe win the dog. I've been saying get Zidane since last September, says Sean. I think I've been saying it since the September before. And Declan Rice, let's get ready to crumble. Get ready and steady and crumble. Everybody crumble. Tony Adams would have slapped Martinelli. Yeah, he'd have him in a headlock, mate. He wouldn't be playing for us. He'd go to the manager and say, get rid of this fraud. How do Arsenal fans cope? The whole world makes fun of you and you don't win any trophies or play entertaining football. Palace fan. I don't know how we cope. I'm basically, I'm the History Channel, people. I've become what I used to mock Liverpool fans. Oh, all you do is talk about the past. So do I. They go, oh, you lot don't win anything. I'm like, yeah, but Thierry Henry. They're like, what? That was 25 years ago, mate. He's been a pundit for about a decade and a half. I'm like, yeah, but Rodri ain't better than Vieira. They're like, what? Are you crazy? Like, you're moving like Austin Powers. You've just been unfrozen and you're still living in the past. Yeah, shut up. You ain't got a better captain than Tony Adams. Wenger's better than your manager. They're like, bro, we're in 2026. What are you talking about? You'll be talking about a pager and a phone box next. That's what I am, the History Channel, people. I have no ammunition in an argument. I can't put the manager forward. Saka was ammunition. He's done. He can't even run. We got to move him in the 10. Gyökeres, I mean, have I done? I haven't even done Gyökeres yet. Let me get back to player ratings. Spineless team, spineless manager. I beg these man need to link up with Nero knowledge because Arteta ain't manifesting ish, but failure, says Da Vinci. SG said if Arteta was a chef, got the best ingredients, nice for a simple grilled cheese sandwich, ends up serving me dry bread and cold cheese. Yeah, that brother can't cook. He ain't no chef. That brother ain't no chef. He'll drop it as he's serving it to you. Mikel should have been on the sacking clock just for declining our attack. We spent a lot of money on this, says Chaitanya, yeah. An 876, Fabregas wouldn't be worse than Arteta. He wouldn't, but I do want the proven winner. Let's go to Noni Madueke. I mean, he's got good TikTok highlights. You can definitely put a good compilation together and put some drill music in the background and make Noni look good. You can. You definitely can. I've seen them. I watch them compilations. I go, right, he looks like a good player the way they've clipped that together. But it's just not quite the reality. It's just not. It's like a McDonald's burger. You see it on the advert. It's, you know, it looks like a proper burger and you get it, you open it and it just looks flat. And it just, you take the bread off and you go, you lift up the burger, you go, is this even real? Is this beef? This looks like dog food. And you put it back and you take the gherkins out and you put them on the side and you slap that bit of bread on it and you look at it and you go, I shouldn't really be eating this, should I? I know I'm hungry, but I think I should just go home and cook something. That's what you should do. And that's kind of how I look at Noni Madueke. Like, you just shouldn't do it, really, should you? You should maybe go to the youth team and play Max Dowman and Ethan Nwaneri rather than spending £52 million on some headband merchant. End product, non-existent again. And as I said, we should have ice at the training ground for Martinelli. There should be solicitors, lawyers, and police outside Stamford Bridge. How many times can they rob us in broad daylight? This is like money heist. They're robbing us in front of our eyes. Yeah, come and buy our fourth choice right winger for £52 million. He's got great teeth and a headband. Yeah, we'll take him. Oh yeah, and give him 100 grand a week pay rise. 1 out of 10, mate. 1 out of 10. No, I give him 3 out of 10. He was okay first 20, then he just crumbled. As we expect. He's probably with Ruby Rose now ordering her a Birkin bag. Well, I've got to look at him kick the ball out for a goal kick. Something just ain't right here. Bukayo Saka. Oh, he's in the 10. Saka's in the 10. He's balling. Not quite. Not quite, guys. He ain't Bruno Fernandes. He ain't Kevin De Bruyne. He ain't really balling, is he? He scored a decent flick on from 6 yards out, and he went on a couple of decent runs, but he limped off the pitch, and he faded. And he did the contract celebration, which when he first did it, I thought, yes, Bukayo's committed to us. That's our guy. And then I looked in, I thought, is he mocking us? You're basically smiling, going, look at me, I'm getting 300 grand. I'm not even playing well. So I kind of looked at it afterwards. I went, he's just mocked us in 4K. He just told us I'm getting 300k to play bang average. So actually, mate, I'll give you 5.5 out of 10. Good goal, but you ain't the answer in the 10, mate. Let's get that abundantly clear. But you did put a shift in. You did work hard. But the limping thing, every time he gets tackled, he gets up, he limps. Brother, you're African, man. Come on, man. Deep down, you got them African roots, jollof rice. You know what I'm saying? We're meant to be strong. Caribbean, African, man. We don't limp like that. We're soft people. Every time the brother gets tackled, oh, he gets up, he's all sensitive. Oh, he hurt my leg. Can you get the physio to put some water on my leg? He hurt me. My leg hurts. Get up, man. Fix up. I told you, you can tell Saka never played football in the streets. You played street football, man. Barge you into the wall. You fall over on the concrete. Your legs all scratched up. You know that? You know in the palm of your hand? You see that part of your hand there? You know how many times as a kid you cut that part of your hand? You might fall over, bang, straight on the concrete. Yo, you have a little circle there. It's all red. You come in the house to mum, yo, cut my hands, man. You know what I mean? Playing football on the concrete. The big 15-year-old barged me over. I'm only 11. Or I had to climb underneath the car to try and get the ball out, and I scratched my leg as I was pulling it out. This brother never played in the streets. You was in the academy from 8. Soft, brother. Yeah, that brother's got soft hands, man. I'm telling you. Pause. Just creamed up nice hands. You weren't outside on the park with ashy kneecaps because you forgot to put cocoa butter on your knees that morning. You know what I mean? Knees all ashy, hands all cut. 15-year-olds bullying you, you're trying to shoulder barge them, you can't get them off the ball. This brother's soft. He never played in the cage. Every minute limping, making us look weak. We got enough problems going on. You see what happens at Benfica? The last thing we can do is walk around acting soft, brother. You know what I'm saying? That we at least got to keep that mentality. Well, at least they're kind of scared of black people. They think we're strong. This brother limping every minute. 5.5, but stop that, man. Stop that. Soft brother every minute limping. 300 grand a week. You better stop limping. Sorry, that's my rant over. You're representing the culture, bro. Making us look weak out here. Victor Gyökeres. Victor? Can we find his full name? I'm at that point, people. When I start looking for people's full name, ring the alarm bell. Victor Einar Gyökeres. 27 years of age, born in Stockholm, Sweden. Birthday on the 4th of June. He was born in 1998. That makes me feel old, because in 98, I was watching R9 for Brazil. Crazy. He was only born then. I mean, right now, I said Martinelli should be getting arrested and deported. Gyökeres should be 50 feet in the air, standing on some scaffolding with some caterpillar boots on and a hard hat. Because he played last night like a Sunday League builder that has been out all night drinking and then turned up to play park football on Sunday morning, and he's absolutely steaming and can't run because he had 10 pints last night. He's playing like a builder. Yock the builder. Can he fix it? No, he can't. No shots. No threat. No pace. No skill. No nothing. Only so long I can use the service one. There was no service. Let's be real. No service. Like turning up for a train. You've missed the last train. No service, mate. You better just wait until the next morning. But I'm sorry. Every now and then a striker's got to say, when I get the ball, let me try and do something. I don't know if he can do anything without a big chance being created. It's scary hours. I told you he's gone from that to that. I can't look sometimes. I'll hold my hands up. I'm one of the biggest defenders of Victor Gyökeres. I thought he was going to come here and steamroll this league. How wrong was I? I should have taken into account, well, Arteta's going to take 50% away from him straight away. But boy, one thing I can say, he's not a particularly great footballer. I do think if you create multiple chances, he will still put the ball in the back of the net. But as an all-round player, we all understand the game. We've seen ballers. You've seen Van Persie, you've seen Alba, you've seen Henry, you've seen... This guy's not that good. He's not, man. I'm sorry. And I am still sort of defending him a bit, but he's not that good. He's just not. I give him 2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Held the ball up all right. First 20. After that, he disappeared, mate. He couldn't even run past. Oh, man. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. He can't run. He looks so quick in Portugal. I actually watched a highlights thing of him the other day. I thought, that guy's quick. He was sprinting away from, but even against Arsenal, this guy turned Saliba and ran away from him. He can't run in the Prem. Let's go to the bench. Gabriel Jesus, by the way, I want him gone as well. Because you, mate, were absolutely shambolic when you came on. And then at full time, oh, let me look like a tough guy and push the player over. He is a fraud of the highest level, that guy. I can't stand him sometimes. Eze, he had that stupid shot that he sliced wide. T-Pain again. Trossard time wasting. Calafiori scores an own goal. Yeah, the 4 subs really made an impact, didn't they, Mikel? 45 for Jesus, 65 for Eze, 27 for Trossard, 45 for Calafiori. That's £1 million, by the way. Good impacts they did, didn't they? But before we round up, let's give a player rating to somebody else. And let's spend a few minutes talking about this guy. There's nobody that is spoken about more at this football club than this guy. And I have a lot to say, and I'm sure you do as well. So let's have a conversation about him. Mikel Arteta, in the rain, drenched. Hair still looks immaculate, though. I'm saying this calmly. I'm not saying this for hype. I'm not saying this for traction. You guys know my opinion. I've never been convinced. He's got to leave this football club in the summer if he doesn't win the Premier League or the Champions League. And do you know the thing? If he cares about this football club as much as he says, because he says he loves this football club. He cried when he left as a player. Pep said he always, didn't celebrate goals against Arsenal. He loves Arsenal. If you care about this club as much as you say, walk out of the front door and get in your car and drive off. And then you can refuse an autograph to that guy with the shirt. We don't care. Walk out. After 22, 23, this guy said he nearly left the club. He had to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror now. Real talk, HB. If you love this club, let the club go. Don't be greedy and go, I'm not going to walk away because I'm on a big contract and I need them to sack me so I get the payoff. You love the club, right? You've been paid way more than you should have ever been paid. You're a multi-millionaire. You're set for life. You've made more out of management than you probably made as a player. 15 million a year. That's unbelievable. 15 million pounds divided by 52 weeks, £288,000 a week. He would have never got anywhere near that as a player. Never got near that. I doubt he even made 100 grand a week as a player. If you love this club, walk out the door. Hold your hands up and say, I can't get this team over the finish line. I'll have more respect for you. But you won't. You'll sit there and you'll wait for them to sack you so that you get paid up another year's wages. He won't go anywhere. I'm not even ranting and raving. People were saying today, call this show the Arteta Out Show. I went, I can't call it the Arteta Out Show. Because ultimately, somehow we're still top of the league. But I think it's inevitable what's happening. This guy needs to acknowledge this team is going to be mentally and physically shot to pieces at the end of this season if they don't win the league. As a player, you can't go through 4 title challenges and come out empty-handed and still have the motivation to say, come on, lads, let's go again next summer. They're going to go to the World Cup and they're going to come back finished. Physically, they'll be done. Yeah, maybe if a Saliba goes and wins the World Cup with France, that might reinvigorate him. But the rest of them, they're going to be at rock bottom. They're going to go, well, my hamstring's hanging off. I'm exhausted. I can't win a trophy. Real talk, yeah, if you can nick that League Cup and we don't win the league, win that trophy, shake hands, walk out the front door and let us go about our business. Because I'm concerned that this club will not push him out the door. If he nicks a Carabao Cup, he might just go, well, I've won one, so now I'll keep going. You are never in your life going to have a better opportunity than this season to win a title. Because let's be honest, we all thought Liverpool were going to win the league the moment that Alexander Isak deal was announced as here we go. I sat there and went, Liverpool are going to win the title. And they fell off a cliff this season. And City don't look like the City of old. And Man United aren't quite good enough. And Tottenham are Tottenham and Chelsea aren't there. What more do you need to fall into your lap to get over the line? I genuinely believe if he doesn't win the league this year, he will never win the league at Arsenal. He could stay for another 10 years. He won't win it. He won't win it. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't know how to grab opportunity when it's in front of him. He doesn't have the tactical nous. Did we really need to play 2 sixers against the worst team in the Premier League? Why couldn't he go Saka and Eze in the advanced role and play Rice as a lone 6 and play on the front foot, go and score the 3rd goal, kill the game off? Wolves had more possession than Arsenal in the second half yesterday. They are the worst team in the Premier League, and we allowed them to keep the ball more than us. And you know what? If there was another 10 minutes of that game, I think they could have beat us. Because they didn't sit back and go, oh, it's Arsenal, mate. They went for us. Look at the goal. Go and look at how many players are in the penalty area. They were going for us. They had nothing to lose. They're relegated. Yesterday, for me, is rock bottom of this season for Premier League. It's rock bottom. I haven't had a worse game or feeling. I genuinely think that was worse than losing to Man United. Because they've got good players. They picked us off. They scored a couple of great goals. You've got no excuse for yesterday. Not one of their players you would really want. That Mane's not bad, but you couldn't beat them. Now, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? It feels to me like the title's heading to Man City. I don't see how Pep lets it go from here. But somehow, we are still top of the league. And we are 5 points clear. They do have a game in hand. They've got Newcastle on Saturday. We've got to go on an unbelievable run now. And I just don't have the confidence that it's going to happen. I'll be totally honest with you people. I'm not sure we beat Tottenham on Sunday. I don't know how they get over this result in a few days and go to Tottenham and go and deal with them. And I don't rate Tottenham at all, by the way. Everybody's been rolling them over. But there's something not quite there in this team. They are fragile. They are fragile. I told you, to win the league, you've got to be able to turn into a bit of a robot. And when you have bad results, you can just shake it off. We don't have that ability. Even when City are having a bad run, they don't collapse. They don't fall apart. They lose. Pep has a bit of a meltdown. They go again the next game. And even when City lose games, a lot of the time, they've dominated the game but missed chances. With Arsenal, we're not even dominating games. The football's dreadful. The football is absolutely dreadful to watch. I've never watched an Arsenal team like this in my whole life. Ever. And we've had attacks that have been dreadful, but they've been entertaining. Arshavin or Nasri or Haleb, Rosicky or an Aubameyang or a Van Persie. There's always at least one where you go, yeah, man, at least he's entertaining to watch, or he score goals. And imagine trying to take your kid to watch Arsenal now. Who's the player that, I really want to watch him? Saka. Do you? He'll limp. He ain't going to do much else. Eze? Yeah, you ain't going to see Eze, mate. He'll be on the bench. Trossard? No. Martinelli? No. Gyökeres? No. Odegaard? No. Havertz? No. There's no one. I won't go and watch a game until it's sunny. Because I ain't sitting in cold weather to watch that rubbish. And even when it's sunny, I might reject it and just say, nah, leave it, mate. We ain't winning nothing. It's brutal. Listen, they've got to beat Tottenham, and then next week we've got to beat Chelsea. But right now, I don't see it happening. I can't see us getting 6 points out of that. I was looking at it today. 2 wins out of 7. And only against newly promoted clubs. You look at, let's go on Arsenal's matches. Look at the state of this run. I mean, if I said to you, Wolves, Brentford, and Forest away, Wolves, Brentford, and Forest, 3 away games, how many points do you think Arsenal will get out of that? Even in my worst thought process, I would say 5 or 6, and that's like worst case scenario. I'd say we beat Wolves, and if we have an absolute shocker, we might draw against the other 2. Or maybe we beat 2 of them and lose to Brentford. We got 3 points out of Forest, Brentford, and Wolves. That's sackable in the middle of a title race. I'm sorry. You can't get away with that. You are literally throwing the title away. You're dashing it in the bin and saying, I don't want it. It's not even like City and United and all. We're throwing the title away against Forest and Brentford and Wolves. These should be easy games. Now you're going to have to deal with Tottenham and Chelsea. And Brighton away is not even an easy game. If we can't beat Wolves, every game to me now looks difficult. Tottenham away, Chelsea at home, Brighton away. Then you've got Mansfield, a bit of a break. Everton at home, then you've got the cup final. After the cup final, you've got an international break. So if you don't win the cup final, you've got to sit there for 2 weeks with that. They've got to somehow claw this back. Beat Tottenham, then we got a 7-day break. Beat Chelsea at home, you're back in the mix. If you don't get 6 points out of these next 2 games, I think it's over. Finito. Pep does not lose a title race. When the title race goes away from him is when a team pulls away and gets 10, 12 points and then he gives up. But if you're 2 or 3 points clear, he doesn't stumble. He's not built like that. He's a menace. There's a reason we think he's one of the best managers of all time, because he doesn't make stupid mistakes. Another thing that I've been banging on about for weeks, why did Arsenal not lean on the transfer market? Because I'm sorry, but Semenyo and Guehi, in my opinion, have transformed Manchester City. I've been watching City the last few weeks. Guehi looks like their best defender. Semenyo looks like their best attacker, because Haaland's goals have dried up in the last 2 months. So imagine bringing in a new defender who's playing at the level of your best defender and a new winger that's looking like your best attacker. And that's a January transfer window. Why didn't we buy Semenyo when we've got Martinelli and Trossard playing on the wing? But you sat there and did nothing. Now people can go, yeah, but they needed Guehi. Yeah, but to be honest, we probably needed Semenyo. We needed a left winger for 2 years, 3 years. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they are doing. If they can't handle the pressure in February away at Wolves, how are they going to deal with the pressure in March at Wembley in a cup final? Or in April away at the Etihad when there's 5 or 6 games left? We haven't even really got into the crunch time yet. And these men are already nervous because they've got PTSD from previous seasons. The way to get rid of that PTSD would have been go 10 points clear, 12 points clear. You would have relaxed. You would have known I've got that cushion. Even if you draw at Wolves, even if you lose at Tottenham, you're still 10 points clear. You're still 7 points clear. You're 3 or 4 games away from them. Now you've put yourself in this situation. I'm fearful for us. Yeah, or Lookman. Lookman cost 30 million. He scored again the other day. Why didn't we go for him at 30 million? Nah, squad's good enough. Is it? It don't look good enough to me. But as I round off the show, factually, it's not over. We are still top. Theoretically, and the belief inside of me, I feel like I'm waving the white flag. I can already see the parade in Manchester with light blue smoke. But they can't think like us. They've got to show something that we haven't seen now. They got to go to Tottenham and roll them over. Have a 7-day break. Go and beat Chelsea at the Emirates and give us something to believe in. Man City have got Newcastle on Saturday. I mean, I think they'll beat them, but you never know. So that's where we're at with it. Let me read these super chats and then we'll get out of here. People are having a go. They think I'm ignoring. I'm not. Big C, you missed my super chat, says Vesperi. Bro, I just didn't want to interrupt the flow of the show too much. So I will read them. And he said, C Unit, I love that when you go on AFTV and speak facts. That's what AFTV needs. Keep being real. Come on, you Gunners. We will win this. I hope so. I mean, hope is what we have left, right? Probably all we've got left. The Mills, big up to you with a super sticker. Brandon be talking rail. He's moving mad because the football he's watching in front of him got him bored, so he does dumb crap to keep involved. Arteta ball. It almost feels like that, don't it? He's bored in goal, so he thinks, yeah, I'm just going to run out and try and catch it just to give myself something to do. Richard said, Rice is by far not the biggest problem, but his attitude is winding me up. He has his high and mighty, no bad performances, anything to do with me. Yeah, I hear you on that. Vivek said, remember, you're not winners like Chelsea. You lot laugh at the Club World Cup and the Conference League trophies when you haven't won-ish in 6 years. Homeless man laughing at my one-bedroom apart. I mean, it pains me, but you're not wrong. I'm not going to argue. A better you, said Curtis, break into Arteta's presser, ask Arteta why he needs to sit back right after we score. Arteta needs to stop that ish. Main man Oz said, big up Curtis, I really get angry with Arsenal performances. That was the worst second half I've seen. It was disgraceful and unacceptable. Member for 59 months, what a legend. Ion, hope we don't win anything. I want Mikel Arteta and the cult out. I think the danger is, Ion, what if we don't win anything and he stays? That's the worst scenario. I'm not a fan of Arteta and I want him out, but I'd rather we won the league and he was the manager next season, because I'm worried that we could not win anything or nick a Carabao Cup and this guy will get a new deal. That's my concern. Imagine he doesn't win and he stays. One Mad Press said, the club's window for success might have already passed. The next few years we might win something here and there. Sadly, I realise this club will never dominate this league. It wasn't built to do so, unlike other projects. See, the difference is we are not win at all costs. Abramovich went into Chelsea and he said, you're going to win at all costs. That means players, managers, staff members, whoever's in the way of success, I'm going to move you out of the way. Sign Shevchenko, doesn't work, you're out. Torres, yep, you're not good enough, you're gone. Managers coming in, Scolari and these guys, big manager, oh, you're not winning the title, you're going. Anything that got in the way of success, Abramovich said, move out the way. Move out the way. Eye on the prize. I'm not getting caught up in the emotion of players or managers. Same with the Manchester City owners. Whatever is stopping them from winning, it's disappearing. Aguero, yeah, he's a brilliant striker, one of the biggest legends of the club, but Haaland's there in the background and he's younger, so you're going. And the problem with Arsenal is Arsenal have got obstacles and they don't move them out the way. Is Arteta actually hindering us? Oh, we'll give him a new contract and PR him again. Martinelli's not been good enough for 2 or 3 years, but we'll keep going with him. Odegaard's not a good enough captain, but we'll keep going. This guy gave Eddie Nketiah a stupid contract. They put obstacles in their way, unfortunately. You know? We lost the Champions League because of Kvara, Semenyo for the Prem. Kvara, 65 million. I think we'd have beat PSG if he was playing for us, but we stood there and did nothing again. You're spot on, Elton. The head loss end of the game was not a good look. Yeah, I mean, they talk about fans and reactions of content creators. What about the way they're conducting themselves? Yova going mad at the fourth official and Jesus pushing people over at full time when they showed no fight during the game. Daniel said, I dread watching every game. I've hated watching us this season. I've never let Arsenal affect my mental and emotional state as much as this season. Because they've got us believing, Daniel. We started dreaming. Parades and celebrations. And now we're going, cancel the parade. Nothing's happening. It's painful. Richard said, if you understand concussion, you will understand grabbing of the ears. You get an immediate ringing in your ears. Sorry, got to take that. Fair enough. Listen, if I got that wrong, cool. You know what I mean? Because I was like, it looked like it hit him in the mouth. Then he was holding the ears. Then he was holding the nose. Then he came off. But if it was, then yeah, obviously I take that back. I'm not mocking a health issue. Dan said, what peed me off the most was Eze laughing on the bench instead of focusing on the game to exploit the weakness. The brother comes on and just came on for the number. What's going on with Eze? It doesn't help when you get man of the match and then get benched. That shows the manager doesn't believe in you. Even if you play well, you're not going to get picked. We never left the banter era, said Doctor. Arteta has cemented it. He has. He's brought us right back to it. He's just put us on a bigger pedestal. Trojan said, Curtis, you and Berta are to blame for Gyökeres. Bro, big up Lawrence. I never signed the brother, you know. They don't. I wanted Benzema at the club years ago. Arsenal never signed him. I can't be blamed for signings. He bought him. Arteta bought him. I did hype him. We were all hyped, man. You saw the YouTube videos, the celebration. I'm not taking the blame. Look, I've given up the paperwork, man. I'm no longer his lawyer. I still want him to play, but I'm not. Watch Zidane's team talk in the Champions League finals. He enters and CR7, Ramos, Modric, Cruz, just listening with admiration. Arteta enters with a light bulb. Imagine being a player and Zinedine Zidane's giving a team talk. I'd just stare at him. I'd be like, he's a magician. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. I'd look at Arteta with a light bulb. Oh, look at the light bulb, guys. Okay, what are you doing, mate? You're hurting my eyes. You know what I mean? What are we doing? Battery's running out, people. Might have done us a favour, actually, if the laptop just turned off. There we go. We're in. Big C, I think this therapy won't work for me. I'm not sure, Dan, either. I actually woke up more annoyed this morning than last night. So it's not like I slept and my mood improved. It actually got worse. Trojan said, Arteta got rid of Ethan to give Jesus minutes. One of our best young talents, but we're running around with Gabby Jesus. Every time I see Arsenal fans not happy, it fills me with joy. Says your local Chelsea op. Ronaldo. You can hold a free minute just for putting Ronaldo in your name when you're a Chelsea fan. But I appreciate the super chat. The game's the game. Declan Rice is Jordan Henderson with excellent PR, albeit Henderson could actually pass at slightly above average level, says Raphael. A lot of people getting frustrated with Rice now. Pierre says, big up Big C in the community. You know what's worse than the draw yesterday? Arteta will not learn from this. He will employ the same tactics and sit back at 1-0. Mills said, passive risk-averse football, no killers on the pitch, side to side, 8 shots in 3 games. 8 shots in 3 games. That's crazy. No front foot football, so slow. Takes 5 minutes to take a corner. We were time wasting from the 70th minute. We got what we deserved. Unfortunately, we did. Yock the Builder is now in police custody after failing to appear in court. His attorney, Curtis Shaw, couldn't be reached by any further detail. I've changed my number. I'm not defending him anymore. Big up to Tony Nitro, man. Big up Paddy O'Connor, who said Big C could hardly sleep last night with the capitulation on our biggest chance to win it this season. Please tell me Berta, etc. Listen to this. I mean, I said it, man. Public service announcement. Get us Enrique. Number 016. I can't blame the players anymore. It's all on the manager. Should have been sacked after the game or before. But ownership are cowards. These last few years of failure will haunt the fans forever if no trophy. I agree with you, number 016. Doctor said Arteta tariff weighs heavy. Yock and Eze have been sabotaged. He's a destroyer of attacking players. LMS Live 1 said, even if we won the Prem, I'd be happy for him to go. I wouldn't be against it, but it wouldn't happen. Big up the Arteta sexuals coming to the realisation this joke of a so-called manager is a scrub. Only taken 6 years of repeat failure to realise it. Yeah, 100% Doctor, bro. Arsenal CS80. Do you think Arteta can turn it around? I highly doubt it. I've never seen him take us from a situation of failure and turn it into success. So why should I think he's going to do it now? 2, soft club and fan base. Sack him now while you can still win trophies. Zidane till the end of the season. Bring Luis Enrique in the summer. Zidane obviously is not going to join now, but I want Luis Enrique as Arsenal manager next season because I'm tired of this. It's boring. However, we go again. I've actually got to go out, so I'm not even going to do his press conference reaction. He's got another press conference tomorrow ahead of the Tottenham game, so we'll do waffle settings tomorrow because I'm just not wasting my time listening to this guy chat rubbish. I'm bored of him. And if he doesn't win this weekend, just lock off the whole season. Seriously, man, I'm tired of it. So, people, enjoy your Thursday. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be back on tomorrow at 1:30. Forever Arsenal, by the way, is being recorded tonight. So, that should be out late tonight. So, look out for that one. Big up to everyone locked in. Arsenal therapy. We hit rock bottom last night. Surely things can only get better, right? Well, I hope they can anyway. Big up, everyone. Bless.